2021 Chevy 3500 with only 64,000 miles on this truck, and I'm going to show you guys just how much play is in the steering. Look, I'm turning it this much and we're still going straight. There's not a lot of left and right movement, and any GM owners can understand this because basically every GM vehicle 1500 through 3500 has this issue. But we're gonna fix it today by installing the Pitman arm and idle arm support kit. So this is before we install it, and I'll show you guys how much tighter the steering gets after installing it. But just look at that. I have this much room that I'm playing with. Cognito Pitman and idle arm solution, also known as the support kit. This is exactly what you need, and once you open up the box, there is the installation guide, and this one, it's already unboxed because we did a video on it at Cognito, so we had to do like an unboxing video there. But when you get it brand new, everything will be wrapped up. So yeah, the two brakes, the hardware, and the nuts and bolts. But we have the instructions pulled up right here per the QR code, and just figure out which SKU number you have and choose the instructions based on that. Right, first things first, remove the skid plate that's right here. And then number two, you're gonna remove the sway bar. Drop it down just a little bit so that way you can access the Pitman arm and idle arm a little bit easier, because this big bar is kind of in the way right now. Alrighty, just like that. Drop the sway bar. Alright, this socket right here, or this nut right here, is going to be a 21 millimeter. Supposed to be. Also not a 23. Oh yeah. Ooh, please don't miss. That is right? Going the wrong way. Tighten the shit out of it. That's it. Try this again. 24. All right, 24 mil.
You don't have what, 43?
Supposedly, I think it's a 43. A pipe wrench works pretty good though.
A pipe wrench.
But a hammer.
And a hammer does
and a little bit of encouragement works pretty good.
Yep.
So per instructions, you're supposed to unbolt the 3 bolts right here and jack the gearbox up a little bit, but I think we might just have enough clearance for that nut to slide out. So we'll have to see. Every vehicle, the tolerance is a little different, so. Last truck we did have to we did have to unbolt the gearbox. You don't think it's finger tight now?
Oh, not the way it's turning.
Stay tuned until the end of the video. I'll have Justin from Cognito explaining how this kit exactly works and how he figured out the problem that these GM vehicles have. Now, this product is also available on jwmotorsportsco.com, so I'll have the link below if you want to purchase this product. But anyone who has ran this kit, you'll never want another GM vehicle without running this, because it makes the steering way better. What we got? We got unbolt the gearbox.
I'm thinking so. Like here. Literally. Yep.
Dang. I mean, we just gotta. Alright.
Just a touch.
Undo the gearbox, push it up a little bit, remove the nut. Look at the bracket. The pitman arm bracket is the bigger one out of the 2. And you can see that it has a bigger hole right here for the 46mm nut to sit. So if you're wondering, this is a pitman arm, bigger one, and then the smaller one is the idler arm. Alright, this is probably going to be the hardest part of this whole project, is getting that out of its
bigger. Give me about
spot.
What's bigger than that? What you
so
got?
that way we can loosen up this nut.
Let me try that 20.
And drop it.
You get me dirty, man. You get me dirty, man.
That right there is going to be an 18 mil.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cody, what's that? Oh wait, you need a crescent wrench on the other side.
Yeah, I do.
But it's like a 24, 25 on the other side.
That is a hot nut.
Bolt right there.
Yeah, make sure you do that before you take this off.
Right. And then loosen up the idler arm. Alright, just like that. Alright, so got the Cognito pitman arm, idler arm support kit installed. And I can tell you immediately, I mean, Devin drove it.
Yeah.
And it's a night and day difference. Here's a straightaway that we got right here. That turn felt really firm. So now it has like this much play, barely. Look how much truck just changes directions. If we go like the same, if we wiggle it the same amount as before, the truck actually changes directions now. So we could actually keep it here and the truck will go straight.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Before you kind of had to go like this to keep the truck going straight, but now is you barely have to turn now to actually make a small turn.
Yeah, before you had to do like half.
Yeah, before you had to turn this much to go just a little bit. I hope this video can really show the difference. I should have put a wide angle lens on this camera, but the play really isn't there anymore. If I go like this, the whole truck is going left to right.
Body.
Right? You feel the body roll now.
Yeah, you feel the body kind of shaking.
So if I want to do no body roll, we would have to just go like this, which is like nothing. But yeah, Cognito brace, huge difference. Where can you get this kit at?
JW Motorsports, and you can buy them there.
Yeah, you can buy it from Cognito Motorsports, but you can definitely buy it from JW Motorsports and support the channel. And we'll definitely you won't be disappointed, because I've installed this on every vehicle, and pretty much every truck owner that's had this done, not a single person has complained. It is just, it's notorious for GM trucks to have a lot of steering wheel play, but now it's like, look at that, the whole truck is shifting sideways. If we were in a dually, we would feel the body roll a lot more, but having that extra track width back there does help with the body roll. But literally no play. You can even just drive like this, because it just handles it so much better. And if you have a vehicle with wider track width, 24-14s or 14 wides, 16 wides, or even 12 wides, you know how they grab onto the edges of the road, like the curvature of the road, and it pulls the vehicle. But this essentially eliminates that. So I highly recommend it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video was able to somehow show you guys the flaw in the GM steering, and hopefully you guys can install this kit and it'll fix your issue as well. Alright, you guys remember Justin from Cognito? Well, last time he had to show us how his pitman arm and idle arm support kit worked with the pen and his fingers. Now we have something really cool to show how his invention actually works.
Alright, so as you all may know, there's an inherent problem with pitman and idler arms, okay? So this setup here is from a newer HD GMC. So we've got a steering box mounted, we've got an idler arm support mounted, attached to an idler arm. Of course, we've got our pitman arm. And just to give you a little of the anatomy of this setup, the steering box has a sector shaft, which is what the pitman arm attaches to. So inherently, a pitman arm and an idler arm steering setup is supposed to allow the drag link just to go side to side. Okay, that's how your steering turns. Inside this end of this pitman arm, same as the idler arm, there's a stud coming out of it which the center link attaches to. That center link is attached to that tapered stud just via one nut, okay? So that stud is in single shear. Now, when the steering wheel turns, that stud is supposed to just pivot on axis, okay? Now, if you come in close here, you'll see all these marks lined up. So come on in close. Okay, I've got a mark here, 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 and here. When I turn, watch how that works. Okay, you'll see the rod end housing and the pitman arm housing stay together, and then you got your center link, that spacer there, the ball or the sphere of the bearing, that nut and the stud all stay together. So as I steer back and forth, that pitman and idler arm support kit is now putting that pitman arm stud in double shear and allowing it to pivot on axis, but prevents it from moving forward and backward. Why don't we want the center link to move forward and backward? Because you can't control toe setting that way, okay? Why does this joint wear out? Why does this joint wear out? Here's what happens. When you buy a new HD, the front end comes pretty low, okay? This tie rod is horizontal with the ground or horizontal with the center link. When we go lift the truck, level the truck, anything like that, and we increase tie rod angle, we just change the force vectors of this. So when this is horizontal, our force vector is horizontal. When we level the truck, we just increase tie rod angle. Now we have a horizontal force vector and a slight vertical force vector. Because center links have a jog in them, which is to clear the frame when you're turning, that puts added force on the bushings and the pitman arm, same on the idler arm side. That's what wears them out faster. The worse the tie rod angle, the faster that's going to wear out. The pitman and idler arm support kit puts that, again, that stud in double shear to prevent that unwanted motion, to make the steering system work like it was designed to.
This is a way better way to explain than the pen and the marker. This is nice. You came up with this contraption?
Yeah, so basically, just imagine that's the frame.
Yeah.
Frame. Bolt steering box on, bolt that guy on. This is all stock. It's just added pitman and idler arm support kit. So the next thing, people go, well, I'm gonna put a straight center link on my truck. Okay, let me show you a straight center link. So this is the Cognito center link kit. We call this the extreme duty tie rod and center link kit. So it's a straight center link. But what happens when you bolt the tie rod onto it? Now you got a jog in it.
Yeah.
Remember, we had a jog in this center link here. Let me show you on this truck, because we've got that set up on this truck. If you can look in here, you'll see the tie rod connected to the straight center link. But technically, you now have a jog, because that tie rod has to mount on the side of the center link. It has to work that way for the steering to clear the frame when turning. Go ahead, get another look in there.
All right.
Okay, so if you look at the end of the center link, which is gray there, and then you got the tie rod attached to it, you can see you have the same jog. So a straight center link doesn't mean you got rid of the jog. It just means now you actually have a stronger, stiffer center link.
There you go.
With a different style of joint. What's the different style of joint? I'll show you. Stock, you have a ball and socket joint, okay? At the end of this stud is a ball, and it's inside this socket. When you're steering, you're trying to pull the ball out of the socket. If you can imagine, when you go to a conversion like this with a straight center link, now we're going to a radial loaded joint rather than an axial loaded joint. So your forces are this way instead of axial that way. It's a stronger joint in that way. You're not trying to pull a ball out of a socket. You do get more articulation with this as well. You're not limited like the ball and socket joint is limited in articulation. Do you need the articulation on this truck? No, you don't need that, because you're limited by other things like CV axles, lower ball joints, upper ball joints, things like that. But hey, most people don't know we have a straight center link kit. We've had this thing for 8 years.
Wow.
So there you go. There's your 101 on steering, GM steering.
There you go.